Hey there, it's Sydney with Tastefully Frugal, and today I'm so excited to share this project with you. This is the perfect project for Halloween time. It's also perfect for gifts for kids of all ages. We are going to be making and customizing these fun DIY capes. So 143 Vinyl just launched these capes. They also have masks, and you can choose which color mask you want. They have crowns, so like if you're doing a Wonder Woman cape. So I will link all of these, and they have a ton of different colors too. So they just launched these today, and I wanted to show you how to customize them with heat transfer vinyl. There are some tips and tricks to make sure that you don't ruin the cape, as well as how to get the wrinkles out of the cape. But I wanted to show you these capes. These are absolutely, they're such good quality. They're reversible, so all of them have two different colors. And then, let's see, I don't think you can see the black one. The black is black and white. So there are 5 different colors available. We'll be doing 3 different designs today. We're gonna do 2 boy designs and a girl design. So I'll share with you what temperature settings you need to use, what type of heat transfer vinyl works best, as well as how to get the wrinkles out of the cape, because sometimes that can be the biggest pain when you get something brand new and it's all wrinkly. How do you get the wrinkles quickly and easily out before you press your product? So we'll do that. These are also really good sellers if you have a small shop. These do great around Halloween time and Christmas time. So if you do have a small shop and you would like to have these in your shop to sell, I definitely suggest ordering now, because I bet they will sell out really quickly. I have linked in the description of this video all the tools that we'll be using today. I am going to use my Cricut maker, but this is a project that you can do with any cutting machine. The maker is just the one that I'm using today. So let's also head over to Design Space, because all of these images that I'm using are free in Design Space. You can totally, if you want to make like Batman capes or Superman capes or Wonder Woman capes, you can definitely do that. I just wanted to show you how to make fun capes that weren't character specific. So let's head over to Design Space and get started. Okay, so we're going to start with the 2 boy designs, and we'll start with one design that we'll do on our own, and then the other 2 we will do images you can find in Design Space. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to search for a lightning bolt. So this is going to be the bottom layer of the black cape that we're doing. And this is the lightning bolt we're using right here. We'll click Insert Images. And then I am going to change the color to yellow so that I know when it comes up in the preview mat what color iron-on to put. Next, we are going to go ahead and add our S, and then we'll go to our text box up here and we will change our font. The font that I used here for the S is the KG dark side. And also, I will leave a link to the Design Space canvas in the description for this video. So if you wanted to make these exact capes, but like change the initials, you can totally do that. So we're gonna just change the color here and make sure that everything is lined up size-wise, looks good. Let's go ahead and scoot this design over to the side, and I can show you how to do our superstar design. So you just search superstar in images, and it should be the first image that pulls up. Now, when you're layering iron-on, you don't want to do more than 2 layers. So first, let's go ahead and change the color here. The super, we're going to change to red. So let's get a better idea of what our design is going to look like. But now we need to decide to either get rid of the yellow star center, or we keep that and we get rid of the white. So I gave my son the option. He said he prefers a star. So we're going to keep the design like this. So we'll scoot this design over since we're done with that for right now. And last but not least, let's do the unicorn design. I found the unicorn design I'm using in the cartridge called Unicorn Hair Don't Care. And as you can tell, there are so many fun unicorn designs here. But I'm going to pick this one with the flowers because I think this design will look really good with the purple cape. Let me show you why I love these unicorn designs. As you can see here, right around the edges, everything is sliced already. So you're not going to have to do any layering, which is going to come in really handy. I'll show you when we are pressing this design. So everything, this is a perfect design to use multiple layers of iron-on since you're not going to have to do any layering. So I measured the capes earlier, and we are going to make the 2 wider designs 10 inches wide. So we've made the unicorn 10 inches wide, our superstar 10 inches wide, but since the lightning bolt in the S is a longer design than wider, we are going to change the height to 10 inches instead of the width, because that would make it probably like 20 inches and that would be bigger than the cape. So we have everything sized right. Let's go ahead and we'll click make it and head to our preview mat. You have quite a few mats here because we're working with a lot of different colors. So you want to make sure that since we're working with heat transfer vinyl, that you mirror every single mat. Double check, make sure you go all the way from the top to the bottom and make sure that everything is mirrored, because especially when you're working with like that unicorn design, if you miss mirroring something, things are just not going to line up the right way. So we have made it to the bottom of our mirroring. Let's go ahead and head over to our maker and I'll show you how to cut everything. So I'm just going to show you a few of the different colors. This is kind of going through really, really fast, but I used Caesar Easy Weed for all of these designs. It worked perfect with the capes because it has a low temperature press. So it doesn't ruin the delicate fabric of the capes, and it's really easy to cut and weed, and it layers perfectly. So I didn't have any issues with the S and the lightning bolt or the superstar. So we're going to just finish cutting all of our different colors here. You can cut Caesar Easy Weed. I just cut it on the everyday iron-on default setting and it cuts perfectly. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm weeding it here in just a minute. Another tip, because a lot of these colors were almost a whole sheet, I put the whole sheet on the standard grip mat, and then I'll show you how I cut things down to size with a paper cutter here in just a second. But it does make it easier for weeding, and also so you don't ruin your extra HTV, to cut your design down either before you cut it out or after. Cut your HTV so that you can save the rest of that for another project. I've linked this paper cutter in the description for the video. Right, let's go ahead and weed. Again, we're going to fast forward here, but this gives you a basic idea of how to weed. I like to start, when you're working with lots of colors, I like to start with the smaller designs first. Get those out of the way, because if we were doing the unicorn head first, which is almost a full 10 by 12 sheet, it takes up a lot of space. So if you do the smaller ones, it takes up less space on your table. But as you can see, this Caesar Easy Weed is, I keep saying Caesar, I'm sorry. It's Starcraft Easy Weed. Starcraft Easy Weed. I've linked it in the description to this video as well. In the blog post, I have linked every single color. So if you want these exact colors, check out the blog post, which is in the description for the video as well. But the Starcraft Easy Weed is Starcraft Easy. Yes, Easy Weed is super easy to work with. So we have everything. Weeded here. Let me give you a tip for getting all the wrinkles out of the cape. You are going to preheat your easy press as you would for pressing it for 305 for 15 seconds. However, you're only going to use it, you'll use it in sections at 305 for about 2 to 3 seconds each section, and it will perfectly get out all the wrinkles on your cape before you cut it. All right, so here what I've done is I've gone around each piece of the design and cut off as much of the plastic as possible. That way I can layer it all on the back of the unicorn head, and I can press everything in one press. You don't want to do more than one or two tops presses, especially on this type of material, or it will ruin your material. I also like to measure my designs. I found they look best if you measure them about 4 fingers down from the top. So I have everything layered here. I'm going to measure it to make sure that it looks centered on both sides. And then we are going to press it at 305 for 15 seconds. Because this is such a big design, we are doing it in 2 presses. As you can see here, my temperature did drop on my easy press. Not a problem at all. I didn't have any problem with peeling or anything like that. Once everything's pressed, turn your design over onto a table, and you want it to completely cool before peeling. Then you just peel back the plastic backer and your design is completely done. When you are working with these multiple layers or multiple different colors, you will have to peel each individual piece off after you do the first big piece. So that was for like the unicorn horn and the outline of the ear. So we're just going to get every little piece off and you're good to go. To give you an idea of how these capes fit, my son in the Superstar is about the size of a 10 or 12-year-old, and then you have my 3-year-old daughter, and then my son who is wearing the black cape is 7. So how quick and easy was that? I was able to make all 3 of these capes in less than a half an hour. Honestly, the longest part was just cutting around the iron-on vinyl or the heat transfer vinyl for the unicorn, so I only had to press it in the one press. But it really is such a super easy project, and these are really fun. My kids absolutely love these capes, and I know your kids will too. So if you would like to purchase any of the things that we talked about, I have linked everything that I used in today's video, linked it in the description to the video. There's a link to the capes, there's a link to all the different colors of heat transfer vinyl that I used, as well as the easy press that I used. There's also some discount codes there, so if you want to save some money on the purchase you make, you can do that, especially if you're going to be buying in bulk for multiple kids, or if you want to sell. Every little bit counts, right? I also linked in the description of the video a blog post that gives you more information on how to make the capes, some more tips and tricks and things like that. So if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love for you to give it a thumbs up, and you can subscribe to Tastefully Frugal for more Cricut tips, tricks, and tutorials. Have a great day.